first thing you ever hear isn't the sound of your parents laughing. It's the ticking of a grandfather clock, deep, heavy, echoing through a mansion so large that every sound seems to travel forever. You open your eyes beneath a hand-painted ceiling that's over 100 years old. Your crib isn't from a baby store. It belonged to your great-grandfather, then your grandfather, then your father. Now it's yours. Nothing in this house is new, because in your family, nothing is ever replaced, only inherited. Before you can even walk, people already know your last name. When doctors enter the room, they shake your father's hand first. The nurses smile a little wider. The hospital administrator personally thanks your family for everything you've done for the city. You don't understand any of it. You're just a baby, but everyone already treats you differently. Your home isn't simply big, it's legendary. The estate sits behind towering iron gates wrapped in ivy. A mile-long driveway winds through perfectly trimmed gardens, marble fountains, sculptures imported from Italy, and ancient oak trees planted generations ago. The mansion itself looks less like a house and more like a museum. Every hallway is lined with portraits. Each painting shows another member of your family: military generals, industrialists, politicians, philanthropists, business founders. Their eyes seem to follow you wherever you go. Your grandfather once tells you, those paintings aren't decoration. They're expectations. At 5 years old, you don't understand what that means. Every morning begins exactly the same. A butler opens your curtains at precisely 7 o'clock. Breakfast is served in a dining room that seats 30 people, even when only 3 are eating. The silverware is polished daily. The china has your family crest. Fresh flowers arrive every morning. Not because guests are coming, because that's how it has always been. Your mother reminds you, we don't show wealth, we show tradition. That sentence becomes the rule your entire family lives by. Unlike the flashy millionaires you see on television, your family doesn't buy sports cars every year. Your father drives the same dark green Rolls-Royce his father owned. It has been restored countless times. The leather smells decades old. The dashboard is made of real walnut. People stare as it quietly glides through the city, not because it's loud, because everyone recognizes it. Old money never needs attention. Its reputation arrives first. When you are 6 years old, you ask your father a simple question: Dad, are we rich? He doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he looks out of the window toward the estate. Our family stopped thinking about money generations ago. We think about responsibility. You nod, pretending to understand. You don't. Your birthday parties are unlike anything you've seen in movies. No inflatable castles, no cartoon mascots. Instead, long dinner tables, string quartets, historic gardens lit by thousands of candles, children of diplomats, business owners, judges, old family friends whose families have known yours for over a century. Even the gifts feel different. Instead of toys, you receive antique watches, rare books, custom-made suits. One elderly guest gives you a fountain pen. This belonged to your great-great-grandfather. He signed the company's first contract with it. You're only 7. You were hoping for Lego. School is where you first realize your life isn't normal. Your classmates talk about saving allowance to buy video games. You don't even know what allowance is. You never ask your parents for money. If you need something, someone quietly makes it appear. You assume everyone's life works that way. It doesn't. One afternoon, your best friend invites you to his house. It's the first normal suburban home you've ever visited. It's small, comfortable, loud. His parents laugh while cooking dinner together. Everyone eats in the kitchen. They argue over who gets the last slice of pizza. They watch television on an old couch. You have more rooms in your house than people, but somehow his home feels warmer. Driving back that evening, you stare out of the window. For the first time, your mansion feels strangely empty. As the years pass, the rules become stricter. Never brag, never show off, never discuss money. Always know every guest's name. Stand when someone older enters the room. Write handwritten thank you letters. Remember birthdays. Dress appropriately. Protect the family reputation. Every dinner becomes a lesson. Every conversation a test. Your grandfather watches everything: how you hold a fork, how you shake hands, how you introduce yourself. One mistake earns only a quiet correction. Disappointing the family is considered worse than failing school. When you're 10, your grandfather finally takes you into the oldest room in the mansion, the family library. Thousands of leather-bound books surround you. In the center sits an enormous oak desk. On top, a single leather journal. Its pages are filled with names, dates, businesses, wars, economic crashes, family births, family deaths. Every generation is written inside it. Your grandfather carefully places it in front of you. One day, he says, this becomes yours. You run your fingers across the worn leather. It doesn't feel exciting. It feels heavy, as if the weight of everyone before you somehow lives inside those pages. Your grandfather smiles for the first time all day. Money isn't our inheritance, he says softly. The family is. You look around the silent library, at the portraits, the books, the history, the expectations, and for the very first time, you realize something. You were never just born into wealth. You were born into a legacy, one that everyone expects you to protect, whether you want to or not. The day you turn 13, your father doesn't hand you the keys to a car. He doesn't buy you the latest phone. He doesn't even throw you a lavish birthday party. Instead, at exactly 6 o'clock in the morning, a knock echoes through your bedroom door. 3 quiet knocks. The same 3 knocks you've heard your entire life. Your butler opens the door just enough to say one sentence. Your grandfather is waiting. You get dressed in silence. A navy blazer, pressed trousers, polished black shoes, no jeans, no sneakers. In your family, appearances aren't about fashion, they're about respect. As you walk through the mansion's endless corridors, the portraits seem different today, almost as if they're watching, judging, waiting. Your grandfather is standing outside holding 2 riding helmets. He hands one to you. No servants today, no drivers, we ride. For the next 2 hours, neither of you says a single word. The only sounds are hoofbeats against the morning dirt road. Eventually, you reach the highest hill on the estate. From there, you can see everything. Thousands of acres of farmland, vineyards stretching to the horizon, factories in the distance, a private lake, dozens of homes owned by employees who have worked for your family for generations. Your grandfather finally speaks. Do you know how many people wake up every morning because of this family? You shake your head. Nearly 12,000. The number doesn't register. 12,000? He points towards the factories. They don't work for us. We work for them. You look confused, he notices. One bad decision from this family. 12,000 families lose dinner. For the first time, you understand why nobody in your house ever jokes about business. School becomes more complicated every year, not because the classes are difficult, because people finally realize who you are. Some students want to be your friend, not because they like you, because your last name opens doors. Others hate you before you've even spoken. You've never worked for anything. Rich kid. Trust fund, baby. You'll inherit everything. At first, you ignore them. Then one afternoon, a boy corners you near the locker. So, tell me, how much is your allowance? You answer honestly, I don't know. The hallway erupts in laughter. You don't know? I've never asked. They think you're lying. You're not. You genuinely have no idea. Because money has never been discussed in your house, only responsibility. That evening, you tell your father what happened. He doesn't comfort you. Instead, he asks, do they know your character? No. Then why does their opinion matter? But they think, he interrupts, never waste energy correcting people who have already decided who you are. Then he returns to reading his newspaper. Conversation over. That's how lessons happen in your family. By 15, your weekends look nothing like your classmates. They go to parties, movies, shopping malls, football games. You attend board meetings. Every Saturday morning, you're required to sit silently in the back of your family's investment office. 4 hours. No phone, no talking, just observing. Lawyers discussing mergers, economists predicting recessions, architects presenting billion-dollar projects. Your grandfather occasionally leans over and whispers, What mistake did he just make? At first, you never know. Months later, you start noticing people who talk too much, executives who exaggerate numbers, consultants avoiding difficult questions. Your grandfather nods approvingly. Money doesn't disappear because of bad luck. It disappears because people stop paying attention. One afternoon, you're invited to your first charity gala. You assume it's another expensive party: crystal chandeliers, classical musicians, five-course meals, luxury watches, designer gowns, the richest people in the city. But during dinner, something unexpected happens. Your grandfather quietly slips away. Curious, you follow him. Instead of joining the VIP lounge, he's in the kitchen, thanking every chef, every dishwasher, every waiter by name. He shakes their hands, asks about their children, remembers birthdays, knows who's recovering from surgery, who's paying for college, who's expecting a baby. When he notices you watching, he smiles. People remember how important you made them feel, not how important you made yourself look. That lesson stays with you far longer than anything said in the ballroom. As the years pass, another strange rule becomes clear. Your family almost never buys anything flashy. Your friends obsess over limited edition sneakers, luxury sports cars, the newest watches. Your father still wears a mechanical wristwatch, older than he is. Your mother carries the same leather handbag she's owned for 20 years. Furniture is repaired, not replaced. Cars are restored, not traded. Your grandfather laughs whenever someone buys something just to impress strangers. If you need everyone to know you're wealthy, you probably aren't. At 16, you receive your first bank account. You expect millions. Instead, there's enough money to live comfortably, nothing more. Confused, you ask your father, "I thought we were one of the richest families in the country." "We are. So why can't I access it?" He smiles. "Because it isn't yours. It belongs to the family. You are its future caretaker, not its owner." The sentence echoes in your head for days. Caretaker, not owner. It changes everything. That summer, your grandfather takes you somewhere you've never been. A modest cemetery. No grand statues, no marble monuments, just simple gravestones. He stops before one covered in fresh flowers. Your great-great-grandfather, the man who built the family's fortune. Your grandfather kneels quietly. He started with nothing. He slept in warehouses, ate one meal a day, worked until his hands bled. He built everything you see. You look around. The grave is surprisingly ordinary. No gold, no massive memorial, no mention of billions. Just his name, his birth date, his death date. You ask, why isn't it bigger? Your grandfather smiles. Because he wanted people to remember his work, not his wealth. As you approach adulthood, the pressure grows heavier. Report cards aren't enough anymore. You're expected to understand economics, history, politics, negotiation, public speaking, languages. Not because anyone forces you, because everyone assumes you'll lead someday. At every family dinner, someone asks, "What are your plans?" No matter what you answer, someone always replies, "You'll carry the family forward." It doesn't feel like encouragement. It feels like destiny, a destiny you never chose. Then one rainy evening, everything changes. Your father calls you into his office. The room smells of old leather and cedar wood. On his desk sits a thick black folder. He slowly slides it toward you. Inside are newspaper clippings, court documents, old photographs, headlines from nearly 70 years ago. One headline catches your eye: "The family empire nearly collapses overnight." Your heart races. What? You've never heard this story, not once. You look up. Your father has a serious expression you've never seen before. He folds his hands. "It's time you learned the truth. Our family almost lost everything, and it wasn't because of money. It was because of one decision." He closes the folder. "We'll finish this conversation tomorrow." He stands, walks out, leaving you alone in the office, staring at the papers, realizing the perfect family history you've believed your entire life has cracks. And whatever happened, everyone has been hiding it from you.